day, and I have to be out in a minute. Let me see where I put that at. I put it somewhere around here. I can't figure where I put it at. Let's lose this thing. Every single time I lose this thing. I have it, I lose it. I lose it, I have it. Where did I put it at? Yeah, we need this. Where did I put it? I know I should brought some. Alright, give me a minute. I gotta go do something really quick. I'm trying to figure out where I put that at because I just had it on me last night and then lost it. That quick. Where is it? Like, where did I put it at? Shoot it right here. Maybe it's in the cabinet somewhere. Let me check the cabinet. Might be over there. I got a bad habit of putting things up in my cabinet. Nope. Nothing involving what I'm talking about. Something else I got to do. But I can't seem to find it. I don't know where I put it at. I cannot seem to find it. Where it's at. But I just put it up. Alright, I'll figure out where I lost it at. Area's only but so big. I don't know how I lose stuff so quick. Anyway, first things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain, projection screens. And what I mean by delusional comes down to the individuals. Oh, found it. That again, I can't explain it. You can't get any more dumber than this. You just can't. First things first. You didn't do anything. I'm just putting something out there because we had this huge talk in the forum site, and people were saying, "How dumb are these people?" And I said, "Well, apparently they're extremely stupid." And the reason why is because I have more customers than you have at the end of the day. More subscribers, more YouTube videos. My skill level is way beyond yours due to the fact that I have built tons of screens, had so many different forms of countless projectors, fixed frame screens, tension screen, all that stuff. I've had all that stuff in. I've done this. I've been around longer. So my skill level and basically anything involved from light paints, charcoals, gunmetal, black technology, and we have developed black technology on so many different levels. It's not funny. Rear projection technology, even the stuff that the special abilities as in such as an projector mapping applications, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff that people require and ask for, visual effects, stuff like that. How to set up environments. You don't have to do any of that stuff whatsoever. Period. So this is what I mean by delusional at the end of the day. You do know that you work for me. You do know that, right? We literally had this conversation in the forum saying, you literally work for me. You don't get paid either. You spend your time spending your money. You spend your time buying projectors and doing demonstrations on products that don't work. I know we posted your cancellations. They're everywhere. So everybody knows you're canceled out. You put money back into our account. So that tells you from the door, no one believes your product works. But here's the thing. The thing is that when you advertise that I'm all these things, you do know people come check me out, right? You do know that people come down and check my stuff. And when they see how advanced my technology is, not only do I end up getting an order, but I also end up getting contracts. Yeah, you guys got me 2 contracts today. 2 contracts. Because someone popped in to see whether or not if my stuff was legit. And they saw it and was like, good gracious, you have got to be kidding me. Yeah, it's that freaking insane in person. I've had customers come down to my home and see those screens and go, gee whiz, let me know when that's coming out. I'm buying it. You work for me. You do. Thank you so much. When I get my new warehouse, I want you to advertise for me. If you're still here. Because again, to those you don't know, we have filed multiple criminal charges, lawsuits, and some of these lawsuits carry very lengthy prison time. So they may be around, they may not. Till then, we're going to use them to make money. Now, I remember Jamie did this on his eBay account. He posted on his eBay account, our company was a scam. How much money you bought to me? I had people coming in, checking out my demonstrations. My demonstrations are better than yours. Way better than yours. Way, way better than yours. You don't have demonstrations like mine. If you did, we wouldn't have your cancellations. Anytime somebody comes and talking about you, we just post your cancellations. That's it. That shuts them down. We show them the video of your product matching house paint, shuts them down. You're in the video too, by the way. You know that, right? So yeah, your stuff doesn't do well. Mr. Rogers, at the end of the day, that black paint went nowhere. The Titanic had a longer trip than your screen paint, and both of y'all sunk completely. It's gone. But anyway, again, at least the Titanic, when it took off, it did float. It did do what it was supposed to do. Iceberg was the only thing that got in its way. If the iceberg wasn't there, it would have kept on going. But your product sunk before it even got out of the harbor. The fact that it couldn't even transfer to black, which is, I think, would be the most important thing you would have to have when developing a black screen. I think being black, you would have to have that. Okay, moving on from there, fake paint, schemes, whatever that crap, that stuff is at the end of the day. So when you guys say stuff about me, you advertise for me. People come and check me out. When they check me out, look at my website compared to yours. I'm on my 3rd website. I'm actually building another website. You guys can't even maintain one. And I maintain 3 of these. Now I'm about to maintain another one. My website looks far more advanced than yours. Because you know why? Because I know what I'm doing at the end of the day. It's like the difference of basically if you have 2 professors at the end of the day and they're supposed to having a lecture on nuclear power energy or maybe microphysics, quantum physics, or trigonometry, advanced trigonometry, whatever. Now, depending on how much you know, that's a bigger chalkboard you're going to need. If you don't know much, then you're not going to need a really big chalkboard because you don't got really much to show. You know, a little tiny piece of size of a piece of paper is all you need to put down. But someone's been studying for years and years and years, they're going to need a lot more than that. They're going to need those big old chalkboards, one's got a ladder attached to it, the ones they slide back and forth and they're writing their equations across it. They don't need one of those. That's compared my knowledge to yours. If you ever want to challenge me in court, just let me know. I can teach you a few things, doesn't know anything at all. So basically you advertise for me. You work for me. The slander and stuff you do, people who come in and talk to me about that, they already know from the door that you're jealous. That's what people do in a job. Professional people in business don't do that. The activities you guys showed at the end of the day, professionals don't do that at all, period. Professionals just basically just show their product is better. And if they don't got better, you know what they do? They go back and they build better. That's what they do. They don't do that nonsense. You seen the war between Genesis and NES? Do you see them posting CEOs' pictures and doxing their address? Do you see them do any of that stuff? No. What they did was they just developed better technology. They, hey, we got the 32X, and we got the so-and-so, and we got this, and we got that, and do went back and forth. That's what they did. That's professional business. Not what you guys do. That's not professional. When you dox a person's address, does it make a difference who that person is? You got to understand, no one will touch you with a 10-foot pole with a credit card, debit card, or address whatsoever and fear that you might get upset with them and may take their address and put it out there like that. Yeah, it definitely hurts you pretty bad on that one, especially when you did it to your own website, which we do have the video. Actually, it's about to be posted today to the blacklist because we have to use it in court against them. Basically posting people's addresses on his website when it was there, when it used to be there. It's not there anymore. He got rid of the website. Of course he got rid of the website. Yeah. But anyway, you advertise, and you still continue to advertise for me. On your YouTube channel, you can slander me all you want. Bottom line is, at the end of the day, Mr. Fernando, or you call yourself Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, we still got to go before a judge. So it doesn't make a difference. You can put all the nonsense you want. Your stuff is still being monitored. Everything's documented. Me and you gonna be in front of a judge, and even worse, ICE. Because we know about your documents. You don't have them. You don't have any documents at all whatsoever. Period. We know about this. Civil agencies also know too. Now, he wanted to go into a whole rant about, oh, he's racist at the end of the day. He's racist because no, buddy, you're not getting deported. If you got deported, that would be lucky. If you get deported, you're not getting deported. You're going to stay here and do jail time. That's what you're going to do. Roughly over 80 years of prison time you're going to have to serve. Copyright infringements, and it goes on and on and on. And how much stuff you committed over here. They're still digging up stuff on you. Don't think at the end of the day, because no one's knocked at your door, that it's not going to happen. Remember I told you about the whole process server? We had that talk about the copyrights, and you talked all that trash. What happened when that process server popped up on your doorstep? You wouldn't even come to the door. Process server told me who came to the door. It was your wife who came to the door. You were in there in the kitchen. He heard your voice. So it was you in there, but you had your wife come to the door. You weren't big and bad then, were you? All right then. Then it's a matter of time before one of these agencies were going to pop up on your front door. But these agencies are a little different. These agencies can put you in handcuffs and they can take you away. And the reason why Mr. Fernando is not getting deported, as he keeps saying that, oh, he's trying to get me, you're not getting deported, buddy. You have to stay here until you complete the time, and we have to go through all these charges that we have against you and all these crimes you committed one by one. So you're going to be here a while. And in the process, one of those, which is a cyber crime, which we had to check box in that app in that form, carries a 20-year prison sentence, which you know you're going to be convicted of. And by the time we reach that state, we've already been to the CCB. We've already had everything locked in. We can show the courts most that we had to go before the CCB and file for 2 accounts of copyrights where you violated a government copyrighted, and then we had to go back into federal court and file again for another one you basically touched. We also show proof that you were also touching the Frankenstein, Universal Studios. You made money off their name, trademark infringement, very serious charge. We're going to make sure we paint a nice, pretty picture to the courts when we go in to testify against you to show that you went out and committed these heinous acts. So, not going to go well for you. And you can't leave. You can't cross that border. You can't just walk over there. Oh, heck no, they're going to detain you. Go ahead and try it. See what happens. They'll detain you. You know why they're going to detain you? Because you could have committed some crime. You could have murdered somebody over here and just think, I'm just going to sweep over there and disappear. No, they're going to detain you. They're going to do a background check and figure out if there's anything on you, any crimes you might have committed. And if you haven't committed any of these crimes, then they'll say, hey, go right across. They do it to every citizen. Whether you're coming from Canada, whatever country you're coming from, they're going to do that check to see if you committed any crimes in that country. Because it's going to be kind of hard to get you if once you pass over. You know that they do that to your passports, right? A lot of people don't realize when they check your passports, they're doing a background check on you. See if you basically did anything pops up, anything comes up, anything they have to hold you on. Not just checking your papers and that's basically about it. But they sit there and say, hold on a minute, they're checking your stuff. If they look at it and they go, okay, let them go by, that's different. That means they haven't checked you. But if they take your stuff back, your passport back with you, yeah, they're running some checks. You're running your you're running everything. You could be wanted over here, and it could basically pick you up and get you. So again, no. But let's get to this other nonsense. Delusional. So, delusional as in going into thinking that nothing's going to happen to you. It is. Delusional of thinking at the end of the day that our products are unworkable, they don't work at all whatsoever. That would be extremely hard at the end of the day due to the fact that in my environment, I have people who come in and see my screens all the time. So that would be virtually impossible. Impossible. But my customers, my new customers, see you as who you are. You're a person of extreme jealousy. You know, you could have... Where was this one going into? Oh, we disconnected it. I want to plug this in real quick. I have extreme jealousy. Now, when I mean as dumb as it gets, you do know the people that you contact have seen my stuff. They've been in the environment. They've seen my products. They've seen the stuff we design. When you guys contacted the smoke shop, you do know the guy saw my stuff. Do you know how things work in the real world? What things work in the real world is before somebody basically puts down funds for your product, especially when you have products that, let's see if I can project this right there, it should be. Especially when you have products that they have to see, they will come down and see your items. That's what they'll do. When I went to California and I went to Florida to show off our technology, they flew us out there. And when I was out there, I had to actually make a couple of my products out there and paint some of them down to show that the product works. That's how I was able to obtain my contract. The people I do business with, whether in this building, they have been in here. They've seen these screens. I leave my door open all the time. People come in and they see the screens all the time. People have seen them. So you're trying to convince someone that has looking at the screen that it doesn't work. That's how delusional and stupid you are at the end of the day. I'm talking about to the trolls, not one person. Yeah, these people have seen these screens already. That's like me having a huge showcase, got thousands of people in there looking at these three screens, and you're sending messages back and forth to the owner saying, hey, look, his screens are fake, they don't work. Already from the door, you're outed as a troll. And guess what? Your information, I told you, some of you who think you're hidden at the end of the day, I got a buddy named Matrix at the end of the day. You might have seen him a few times popping in and out of the room. He's able to track your whereabouts. And he was able to figure out exactly where a couple people lay their heads at. And guess what happens to your portfolio? Your little folder, it goes out to everybody that you contacted. So that way, if they want to go out and they want to file charges against you for harassing them, they know where you live at. I told you this a couple of days ago, didn't I not tell you this? That we had somebody that we brought on board. Really high-end IT guy. He's a good friend of mine. So anyway, yeah. If you want to go on, carry on and act up, you want to contact people, we're going to know where you live at. We're going to know where you work at, where you go to church at, the whole 9 yards. And once you're brought into court on this mine, this goes on public court record. That means your family, your friends, everyone will know about your actions and what you've done. It's going to be everywhere. Your business will be everywhere. I guarantee you won't be keeping that job or anything else you're going to be doing, or your house, your home, your business, your banking accounts, none of that. Because by the time we get done suing you, there'll be nothing left. You don't have that kind of money. I know, because I have to have somebody come in and do a financial check on you to see exactly how much you're worth before we file lawsuits. So we know we can hit you something heavy enough that we know you can't clear. They've been watching you for months. It's not one, it's about 8 of them they've been watching. Now, their job is simple. Their job is to go in and collect information. That's it. And yes, they are interesting individuals. A few of them are bounty hunters. Some of them are investigators, licensed and bonded to do what they're designed to do. And their job is to find deadbeat dads, people that are wanted, people that basically don't, who skip court hearings and stuff like that. But they also two good friends of mine. Ooh, man. So, delusional. How are you going to convince, even my customers who watch our technology, our customers who have our technology, and they see your demonstrations at the end of the day, they laugh at them. That's like that guy John T came in when Crow had the 2.0 and made a statement that it didn't work, and the guy fellow came in by the name of John T and said, no, buddy, you're wrong. I have the screen paint. It works perfectly fine. Oh, by the way, Mr. Fernando, because of the whole situation of you not being documented, because you can't go anywhere, keep in mind that when they get you in that courtroom, every charge that we file against you, you're going to have to stand for. So I hope you know that. There's no getting out of anything at all whatsoever. At all, period. We're still sending information to them. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for them to go through. A lot. So, that's the good thing about all of this. And he went into this whole thing about, oh, they're trying to, you're not getting deported. No, heck no. No. I don't know where you even got that from, even why you posted it on your YouTube video. No, you're staying here. You got charges, a lot of charges. We got to go through a lot of stuff. This is going to be a long process. We're going to go through a lot of paperwork showing all types of evidence if you're committing all types of crime. And keep in mind, they've dug up other stuff on Mr. Fernando too, on stuff he didn't do to us, but other agencies he's also committed some outstanding crimes on. So guess what? This is going to be a very long process. For me, don't care, because I can just go and I can go home. I'm go home. I'm done. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm chilling. You, on the other hand, won't be going anywhere. You're going to be in a holding facility. You're not going anywhere at all, period. And if you run, well, you'll get hunted. And you know, when they hunt somebody at the end of the day, do you know it also comes back on your family, because they will go to your family members' houses and they will get a search warrant to go through their property to make sure that you're not there hiding out somewhere. That's one of the processes that they go through. Bounty hunters will go there too. Anybody will pop up there. They'll figure out where they're at. They'll find out where they're at, and they'll pop up to see if you're there. Because you could be there hiding underneath the sofa or somewhere. You could be anywhere in there. You got to make sure they can get you and bring you back. So, all that for delusional, right? What were you hoping to accomplish with this? What were you hoping to do? Oh, you thought you was going to contact somebody And they were going to go, oh, he's out of here. His screen's definitely a scam. It's a ripoff, even though I'm looking at it right here in front of my face. I tell you, he's not. When I tell you at the end of the day, these individuals are not very smart individuals. I would not be surprised if you drink pool water. I really wouldn't be surprised on that. But it's like you're missing some chromosomes or something. Like something's not there. You're missing something. Like, here's the most funniest thing I've ever heard. We had a fellow come down from New Jersey to check out our screen. He's the owner of this outdoor projection screens. He came down from New Jersey. He came down and he saw the screen. He liked everything he saw. So he left, went back over to Jersey. So I decided to me and my ex to say, hey, let's go over to Home Depot and let's go, Lowe's. Let's go look at some furniture, some outdoor furniture. Summertime's coming up. I want to get outside for the porch. Let's go get some patio furniture. So I'm over there getting some patio furniture. And my phone goes off. It's the fellow who just came up from New Jersey. Saying, hey, we just received an email. Now, the mistake I made was when I showed the contract, the draft, it had his company's name on it. But I didn't think anybody was that dumb at the end of the day to do something that stupid. But, can't underestimate Jamie. Jamie gets as dumb as they get. So, what he did was he went in and he contacted him and said, hey, his product is a scam. My product's better. That's how I know you're jealous of me. You're definitely jealous of what I do. And the guy was like, is he slow? So we get that a lot. Is he slow? Does he have mental problems? Yeah, we get that a lot. So basically, the people you contact, Fernando, some of these people are heavily connected in the business world. You're blackballed. Did you know that? A lot of companies know who you are. They've seen your activity on your website. They see the way you carry yourself. They wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole in any type of business you try. They won't touch you. Because they know what kind of person you are. I couldn't imagine when you sat there and said that you were going to run a 3D printing business. If you run a 3D printing business the way you just ran your screen paint, I fear for people at the end of the day. Oh, by the way, my buddy looked into your stuff and he said that you can't sell any of that stuff that you have because, again, that's all licensed material. That'll get you sued on so many levels, it's not even funny. So you can't be selling no Dragon Ball Z's, no Hello Kitties, none of that stuff because all that stuff is licensed. But then again, he did steal from Universal Studio and use the word Frankenstein. He even pasted the face of one of his couple of his cans, claiming that he had rights to that. No, you didn't. You're going to have to answer for that in court. You're going to request for that permission slip, and you don't have one because you just took it. I guess he figured at the end of the day that I'm going to commit all the crimes I can on U.S. soil because since I'm not documented, I'll get away with it and they'll just send me back and that's all that's going to happen to me. No. Not you're not even close. Not even in the ballpark. Not even close. You'll go through the same process if an American citizen came to Mexico and committed crimes. They'll go through the same thing. They're going to be held. They're going to go to court and they're going to be prosecuted for their crimes and they're going to stay there until they finish out their time and then they can go back. That's what's going to happen. But that's what he thought. I'll do what I want to do. I don't know who gave you that dumb information. Maybe it was one of those fake lawyers he had sitting in the backyard. One of the lawyers he had was sitting in the backyard. First of all, no. I have lawyers. I know friends are lawyers at the end of the day. No attorney in his right mind. This is why I have to question some of the people who follow him at the end of the day. Like, really? Seriously, you didn't pick up on any of that whatsoever? What freaking attorney at the end of the day is going to sit in the backyard and discuss a court case? Or any kind of case of any kind whatsoever. Who the freak does that? Well, if you meet with an attorney, what's the first thing they do? They make an appointment. You go and you see them. When you go and see them, is it out in the open so other people can hear it? No, it's behind closed doors between you and that attorney about whatever you're discussing and whatever you're talking about. If the attorney feels, or before he gets to that point, but sometimes someone will allow you to come in and talk about it. And if they feel there's enough evidence, they'll have you sign some documents and then you hire them. They'll be your attorneys. There's no way in the world they're going to have that discussion on a YouTube feed talking about a potential lawsuit. Do you have any idea how much trouble that attorney would have gotten himself into? He definitely would have lost his license in that one, and whatever law firm he's connected to would have definitely disbarred him from the door. But in Fernando's world of what the freak is going on here, He literally thought that was going to work. This is what I'm talking about, the level of scamming, sneaky, delusional nonsense this guy has done. He literally thought that was going to work. Like he had someone contact us faking to be your landlord. Or his landlord? That's not your landlord. We know it's not your landlord because I asked him specific questions. He couldn't even answer back. He just got mad and got frustrated and started carrying on and acting up and screaming and yelling on the phone. That kind of sounded like maybe one of your family members. I don't know. Kind of sound a little bit like you, buddy. So yeah, no, that's not your landlord. The fact that you had to get somebody else to pose as your landlord means your landlord doesn't know half the stuff you've done in that apartment. I guarantee he hasn't. If you have to go get a fake one, that means he doesn't know about the LLC on his property, which you're going to have a problem with that pretty soon. Because I know for a fact that I've been checking back and forth in that office, and I know for a fact that that statement due date is well overdue. And I know you've been getting letters. Pretty soon you're going to get a nice big red one's going to pop up. It's going to tell you that, or another one's going to come up with some court documents on it saying you have to go before a panel. You do know before you go to that building, you're going to have state ID. Yeah, you done got yourself in a whole lot of trouble, man. Look, I'm going to tell you something. You're already in a report with them. They go and do a check, that thing's going to come up. Anything's going to come up. You get pulled over for anything, somebody stops you for anything, and they do a check on you, that thing's going to come up. They're going to have to detain you. Now, you can call it racist all you want. Don't care. It's not racist, Mr. Fernando. You know why? Because any citizen who comes over here, I feel if they don't commit any crimes, they should stay here as long as they want. I don't think they need documents. Just like if anybody goes to anybody else's country, as long as you ain't over there committing any crimes, then they shouldn't mess with you. You should be able to do whatever you want. Go over there, raise a family, build a home, the whole 9 yards, go to school, the whole thing. You should be able to do all that. But you didn't do that when you came over here. When you came over here, you committed very serious crimes. Some of these crimes are government crimes, federal crimes, very serious crimes. Enough to have a government process server pop up at your front door. That kind of heavy evidence. You'll be seeing another one shortly pretty soon. I'm almost finished one of the other documents. I'm just about done. I'm about to pay my fees on it. And when my fees are done and they give me the confirmation, I'll be hiring me a process server in your neck of the woods to come see you. So for this one's going to be a little bit different. This one's going to serve anyone in that apartment over the age of 18. And the rest of them are going to wallpaper your door with all types of documents telling you that you better show up for court. I told you at the end of the day, this is going to get bad for this individual at the end of the day. But they're delusional of thinking at the end of the day, your little YouTube videos are going to disrupt our comfort zone down here, and sending out letters on this, that, and the other are basically going to have me removed. That's just not going to happen, Mr. Fernando. You have to understand that. And keep in mind that any actions that your individuals cause will come back on you. You're the main point of why all these lawsuits are being fired up. You are the reason why all this triggered off. You're the one who started the rumor. Now, keep in mind that any actions outside that rumor still will connect to you, which means that that person over there gets time for doxing, so will you. You'll receive their jail time also. Just so you know. Mr. Williams, you're already taken care of, so I'm not worried about you. But your acts that you committed, we're going to use that to prosecute Jamie. Because Jamie, you know each other, and keep in mind that any acts, Mr. Fernando, that he triggers off, I know you think at the end of the day that if you get other people to do your dirty work and that it's not going to come back to you, it does. That's how it works in traditional court systems. You cause a rumor, you get other people to act on that rumor, you get blamed for that rumor. You get blamed for that action. So you're going to get a piece of that jail time. Boy, this guy's super delusional. He really thought at the end of the day he was going to get a get out of jail free card. He really believed that. My buddy laughed so hard on that one. He said, he's got to be kidding me. This guy, everybody thinks he's slow. Literally everybody we talk to thinks he's slow. Even darkening my videos to make them look like they're darker. You're getting sued for that. Making statements that we're using special edition software on our phone. You're getting sued for that. Oh, that carries jail time, by the way. I have no idea how much. If I were to say that he was going to get 200 years in jail, I still would come up short. That's how bad it is. That's literally how bad it is. And copyrights can carry anywhere from good 30, 40, 50 years. How many of them did you hit? That's why we haven't had a lawyer contact us. Not one time, no lawyers contact us. You know why? Because Fernando can't walk into. He can't go into. You can't go in there. You got to show identification when you walk in to see a lawyer. Yeah, you do. He's not documented. Let's say you were able to find a lawyer. He didn't care about that. He's still going to ask you the question. Okay, are the copyrights real? Now you know they're real. That's when you try to search and find out what my LLC was coming up under, and you want to look for, I don't know why you look for copyrights and LLC in the same, because they're two different entities, so I don't know where that was going with that, but whatever. But anyway, he was over there. What did you find when you was over there in copyrights? What did you see over there? You saw my copyrights, right? They're registered United States government, right? That's what you saw. That's the copyright that you touched over 120 times. What do you think is going to happen there with that one? You'll get jail time for it. A lot of it. Willfully, which is dangerous to get in court. Doxing, willfully. Terroristic threats, willfully. Cyber stalking, cyber bullying, willfully. Trademark infringement, willfully. They carry very serious post office mail fraud. You have that, remember, don't forget about those. You got two of those. They carry 20 years apiece. If I say he's going to get 200 years, I'm actually under the, he's way over that. He's way over that. Then you have another, and the criminal charges, which is on that document right now, and more that actually are being added to it. You have somewhere between 25, 26, almost close to 30 different counts on there. We got to go through all this. Everything I'm talking about, when we get in front of a judge, we have to go through all of this. All of this. You're going to sit in that courtroom, you're going to hear all of this come back to you. Delusional, thinking he was going to get away with it. Delusional, think our products don't work. How would that even work? How? What were you hoping to achieve by talking to someone who's actually seen the screens? How is that going to work? Once you just add in, I have special powers. So he's got magical powers. He has the ability to manipulate the mind. They already think you're crazy already. And for the people you follow and the people who follow you, who carry out your little orders at the end of the day, we know about them too. And they also think there's something wrong with these people. But as I said before, what did I say? You get away with nothing on this planet. That's the part you have to understand. You get away with nothing. Say we don't know where you're at. You still don't get away with it. You know you're going to die, right? You know that, right? You're going to leave off this planet and you're going to die. And if you haven't got that resolved, or any of your life resolved before you die off this planet, you know where you're going. You're going to a place that's far worse than any prison on the face of this planet. There is no prison or any place you could possibly even think of that will come close to what's going to happen to you when you leave off this world. It's way beyond that. What nightmares are made of. Beyond that. You'll see things that you wish you never even saw. The demons of all demons. You'll see all that. Everything. I got to look at some of these things for 2 months. Not in true form, in human form. And it freaking scared the daylights out of me. I couldn't imagine what you're going to see. So you don't get away with anything. I find it interesting when I watch serial killers. Don't tell the victims where the bodies are at. They figure they're getting the last laugh. They don't realize what's waiting for them on the other side. When they wake up on that side. And they see things over there. Things, especially if it's speaking to them and telling them to do these things. Things that would cause them to basically lose their mind if they even saw anything that evil. That I couldn't imagine how hideous it must be. You ever seen The Exorcist before? It'll make that look like a walk in Disney. And then they realize that I'm here forever. that this nightmare will never end. I will never, ever wake up from it. It'll be for eternity. That's where you're going. Now, am I laughing at you about going there? No, I'm not laughing at going there. It's pretty sad. Your life is pretty much, you destroyed your life. You have. You destroyed it. You could basically fix it, yeah, but you can't do it because in the day you're too embedded with the devil. That's why you can't fix it. Is it possible? Yeah, anything's possible. But if you don't get it together, your time is running out. You guys are pretty old, you know that, right? You don't take care of yourselves too well. I've seen you guys on camera. You really don't take care of yourself so well. Some of you probably drink, smoke, do drugs, right? Pretty sure. You don't exercise for jack. I know that for a fact. At any given time, that's it. The health will kick in, something pop up, you're gone. Oh, all right, I got it. It's Sunday. Time for me to get my 21 in, because I get my 21 in. I do my long walk. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go at 21. I still got to break the freaking app pretty soon. Because I got the app at the 21. I'm trying, it's 24, I think, on the app. We got to get a new one. Yeah. I'm going to do a heavy bag today. Nice heavy bag. Anyway, so, yeah, it's over for you guys. It's over. What are you going to do? Honestly. My technology is going to be launched pretty soon. It's going to go where it needs to go. It's got tons of contracts. It's going to make millions of dollars. And you're going to be in a courtroom fighting for your life. That's where you're going to be at. Any new ones coming up at the end of the day that want to follow behind their footsteps, not going to do you any good. You're going to get the same fate. Even worse, because we're going to make sure anyone we catch, at the end of the day, we're going to make sure the judge gives you maximum sentencing on everything, because we're going to use you as an example. Oh, Your Honor, yeah, we've had a problem with these trolls on YouTube. We need to be made as an example. You know how bad that gets? You lose all your stuff in the process, go to jail, crazy, that kind of stuff at the end of the day. We use those guys to pave the backbone for the process of prosecuting others. We'll use you as an example. We had the problem with the other one. Yeah, the guy, so and so and so. We make sure he doesn't end up like him. We don't need that nonsense popping up. We need to make sure he gets maximum. How is this going to work out for you? On the law of the land, which you have to obey, it's in the Bible, you have to obey the law of the land, you're looking at serious jail time and you're looking at losing everything you have. In the next life, if you're not saved, you're looking at burning in hell for the rest of your life. I think you've already got your crossroad. I think you already got it. Some people get to that crossroad, they have to make that decision on whether we keep carrying on down this road and keep doing dumb stuff, or we get it together and we go down this road. I think you're at your crossroad. You're going to have to make your decision. This will be the time when you find God at the end of the day. Your time is running out quick. The reason why? Because look at what you have on your plate. You got a demon that's trying to kill you every single day. We're good. We're protected by the blood. We're good. We don't have to worry about that nonsense. We can see Satan coming a mile away. You guys listen to the devil. You play in his backyard. He probably watches you as you sleep. You don't know. He's probably walking around in your place right now. You don't know what kind of demons walk around in there. Because you sure ain't got God's protection right now. Because you play with the devil. We've seen your work already. So, he's trying to kill you. Got an hourglass over top of your head. Your time's running out because you don't know how much time you have on the earth. You could be here today, go tomorrow, just like that. You're not ready for that. Are you ready for death? I am. But you're not ready. So that's another problem right there. And then you got the law of the land waiting for you. Lose your freedom, lose your livelihood, got that waiting for you too. And that's not delusional, gentlemen, that's real. All what I said is real, 100%. So, which path are you going to take? Now, you can sit to ignore it, but you can't ignore time. Time continues on. So, you can't ignore that. You can ignore it today and tomorrow. You might not have today and tomorrow. You could die in your sleep. Anything could happen. Your time could be up. You could be time to go. It could be my time to go. I could walk out there and not come back. But at least I know at the end of the day, I'm going to heaven. I serve God. Where are you going? Different. When I go out there, I know the devil's trying to kill me, but he can't kill me. You know why? Because I got a legion of angels around me at the end of the day. He got to go through them first to get to me, and it ain't happening. Do you have those angels watching over you? How can angels watch over you when you're committing the devil's work? When you're doing... We're trying to pause and think about that. It's interesting that people who do the devil's work will go out and do his work, his bidding at the end of the day, will pray to the Lord to protect them from the devil himself from taking them. Do you see how interesting that is right there? Same people that will go out and commit crimes, kill, murder, do all the stuff that these guys do. Not they don't kill, crime, murder, whatever. But you know, they still do the devil's work. The same things that they do, that when the devil comes close enough to them, who do they call on? They don't call on the devil, they call on God. Why do you call on God? You call on God because you know God can destroy the devil. That's why you call on God. You can't call the devil. The devil can't go against himself. That's the house divided against himself. That won't work. So you call on God. Because you want God to protect you from a demon that's trying to kill you. But yet you listen to it and you do its bidding. So that demon comes in and says, hey, I want you to do this, that, and the other, so and so and so, and you go out and do it. A demon that controls your emotions comes in and makes you get angry about your neighbor and puts the thoughts in your head. Well, I want you to go and do your neighbor this way and do your neighbor that way because he deserves it, blah, 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 blah. And you go out and do all this nonsense at the end of the day. It's a game for them. They play this little game they like to play. And when the devil hits something close enough to you, like somebody walking up to you and putting a gun to the back of your head, who do you call at that split second? You call on God. But you want God to protect you when you listen to the devil. Wouldn't you call on the devil? You listened to him to begin with, didn't you? You don't want to listen to all what he told you to do. What you call him? Ask him to help you. Oh, he can't help you. He's the one that's trying to kill you. So let me get this straight. You listen to the one whose whole plan from the door is to off you, to get rid of you. That's the one you did the bidding for. That's the one you went out and committed the crimes for. Him. The same person that's going to put a dagger through your chest. But you need God to save you from him. But yet you listen to him that got you in the situation that you're at now. Look at the twisted game you just played. And you lost on that one badly. Some of you lost extremely badly. He had you the whole time. You played his game the entire time he had you. And he got you to do more and more dumb stuff. You know why? Because he knew if he could get you outside certain guidelines, he may even get you to get a charge against you. Get a charge against you, he can put you in a situation, in a place at the end of the day where his numbers are much higher than to kill you. Put you in a prison system. Faster to take your life in that place. Easy. You look at somebody the wrong way, you can die in that place. Look at the wrong person, you can die. Bump into the wrong person, you can die. Anything. Even say something. You can die. That fast, that quick. Because everybody's staring at you. Everybody in that place is staring at you. Your opportunity when you walk into a place like that. You have something that you can be offered. What do? If you're a lawyer, you're good at the end of the day because then you can help people out with their paperwork. Things they don't understand in court. Some people don't understand half that stuff that's coming through. They're like, what the freak does this even mean? You can help people get paid for services for stuff like that. What do you have that's worth a value in a place like that? If not, your opportunity. You gotta have something or your opportunity. You got a higher chance of killing you in there. Can God protect you in a place like that? Oh yeah, you can protect you in a place like that. But it should be your choice to take that road. But you don't take that road because you follow a demon. So, as the devil popped up, or one of his demons popped up in your living room or over top of your bed and showed his true form, who are you going to call on? You're going to call on the devil, you're going to call on God. You're going to call on God. That's who you're going to call on. But that's the same demon that told you to go out and do dirty stuff to your neighbors, go out and do dirty stuff to me, Go do dirty stuff to other people. Be nasty, be mean, be ruthless. You're the big bad boss at the end of the day. No one can touch you. You're this, that, and the other. And then that demon would come and says, hey, this is what I look like. Guarantee your heart stops. You probably wouldn't even get a chance to call it to God. Your heart will probably stop. Body can't handle it. The overload can't take it. You die. That hideous, that kind of creature. Just to have a conversation with you like, I've been talking to you all day. I'm the one that told you to do this, I told you to do that, and you listened to everything I told you to do. This is what I look like. Who are you going to call? You're going to call to God, ain't you? Well, why don't you call it a demon? That's the one who basically, that you listen to. You don't want to call on him. You want nothing to do with him, do you? Interesting. But if your time runs out on this earth, your hourglass runs short, and you haven't got your life together, you're going to be meeting him anyway. By the way, I had to go pick up an hourglass. I actually saw one that I want to buy. I have no idea what I want to use it for, but I definitely want an hourglass. Yep, time is running out. Tick tock, tick tock. You ever seen when people are out there passing out those flyers and it has that hourglass on it? Yeah, your time is running out. Got a lot of stuff on the plate, but a lot of stuff to think about. You better sort it out and get it together. You're not promised to be here forever, number one. You don't know when your time's going to come up. Do I wish anyone's demise? No, I wish you can stay here as long as you can, but unfortunately you can't. You're going to die. That's what's going to happen. It's a part of life's process. You're going to die. And the thing about when death, at the end of the day, no one knows how they're going to go. And no one even knows at the end of the day when they're going to go. No one knows this at all, period. Isn't that interesting? I find that fascinating. Other people that would terrify the daylights out of them. But not me. You know why? Because this place is just passing through. This is, will you ever a Christian tell you at the end of the day that they're just passing through? They're not really home. This isn't home for us. When we die, we go home. While we're here, we're just passing through. I'm a tourist here, that's all I am. But while I'm here, I can tell you about what's going to happen to you if you don't get your other life together, and where you definitely will be going. So, it doesn't bother me. At the end of the day, you can think that if I do this and do that. No, I already know who you're talking to. I know you have a conversation with. Like the fellow who sent the letter here. Yeah. Your letter sits in my Bible. I'm going to show you. This is my Bible. I've had it for a very long time. I've had it since, I don't know. I can't remember how. I know my mom signed it. I do know that. She did sign my Bible. But I've had it so long that it's falling apart. I got to get it fixed. This is my Bible. This is what I read. See how old those pages are? I've had this for a very long time. I read this book. I learned so much from it. This is the first book, the first Bible that I read the entire book. It took a while to do it. But it was the best book I've ever read in my entire life. And you know that each time you read this book, it changes. It's never the same. It never is the same. You get more enlightenment as you start to read it. These are things I have in here that I put in here a long time ago. Things I might have been having problems. I put it right here in this book. And I pray and put it in God's hand, and God takes care of the problem. Courageous 3. I have no idea what that was. That's from many years ago. That's an old card from many years ago. How brown my pages are. Psalms in the Bible. Job. Psalms. This is where I started from when I got locked up. Learned a lot. Matthews. Just had a conversation when I tell you that at the end of the day, people want to do what people want to do. They want to do what they want to do. Whether they're Christians or not, they want to do what they want to do. I'll tell you that real quick as I'm going through this. So, Christian law, we are not supposed to marry once we've been married. Now, divorce, yeah, for adultery and stuff like that. Yeah, adultery, you can divorce on. But you can't be married. You're under 2 contracts. Once here on the earth, that's man's contract, and you have one within God. You want God to bless your marriage, right? All right, then. You made him a part of it. So, to death do you part, which means the one of you pass off this earth, that's the only way you can get married. If that person's still alive, then guess what? You can't get married. If you do go marry someone, you've committed adultery. You've sinned. And for some people at the end of the day, they can't handle that. Jesus, when the Pharisees were challenging him on marriage, he said not all can basically accept it. So, if you are a Christian and you know better and you went out and you married, even though your spouse is still alive, you've committed a sin. There you are. Now, you know why you're in this book? I put you in God's hands. That's why you're in this book. Let me explain something to you about this book right here. Everything that I put into this book, because I have my faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, everything that I put in this book has come to be. Anything I put in here comes to be. If it's the Lord's will, it'll be his will. Every house I've ever rented, the first time I saw it, and all these people were looking at it, besides me, and I'm thinking, Lord, I want that house so badly. The Lord said, take it out, put it in the book. And as I put in the book, pray on it, and that's what I prayed on it, and I got that place. Every single place I put in here, I got it. And if I have a problem with something, like I had a problem with that electric bill, and I put it in here, and I prayed over top of it, the Lord allowed me to have the power back on the same day when it's supposed to be on Monday. He allowed our bill to get reset down to, I think it was $50. We reset the bill down. Our bill was for $3,000. We reset it to $50. Reset the bill. Because I put it in here and I pray. Because I have faith in the Lord at the end of the day. I have faith. That's one of the things you have to have. Miracles and all come from faith in the Lord. Can't be delusional about that. You can't fake it. At the end of the day, it has to be real. You got to 100% believe it. As I have my fingers on my hand, I believe that whatever I put here, basically the Lord will basically take care of it. Now, for you who signed it, Buddy Boy, you're now in this book. Does that mean something bad's going to happen to you? I don't know anything about that at all, period. And my intentions when I put something in this book is not for something bad. It's for God to handle it the way he feels fit it needs to be handled. In my situation, I had a loaded gun to my head. I pray his mercy on you. But you're now in this book. And every letter who comes through here, you're going to go right in this book. Put you in God's hands. And if you believe at the end of the day that you're more powerful than God, the first breath you took when you came here, the last breath you take when you leave from here, that's all controlled by him. You imagine through the whole entire day, the breath, the air, your heartbeat, everything is all controlled by God. And yet you're still here. You don't have to be. You don't have to wake up the next day. Your heart could shut down. You could stop breathing. Anything could happen. And yet you're still here. So, you're going to learn some things. You are going to learn some things. Because I had to learn a lot of things. I could even tell you on how many fingers and toes the process that I had to learn from basically denying the Lord. I had to learn some stuff. Thank goodness he's not a vengeful God. He's a vengeful God, he is. But I think he's not in the Old Testament. Because in the Old Testament, the Lord did not play around. If there was a problem, you were gone. That was it. You were gone. That was it. With hands and butts. Gone. But I put you in that book. I know who you are. We know who you are, by the way. We have your first and last name. We know exactly who you are. You contacted me on my email account. You left your LinkedIn account open. I have a LinkedIn account. I was able to access your account, and we know who you are. We also know the countless emails you've been sending us with that same signature, the whole 9 yards. We know exactly who you are. You are now in God's hands, so you can understand that. And you can laugh at that the other day and say, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. Are you challenging God? So the very thing you just spoke from your mouth and said, nothing's going to happen to me, that's the devil's tongue. That's what you just spoke. A person who's going before the judgment of God will get on their knees and beg to the Lord, pray for forgiveness, and pray for him to guide them. That's what they would ask for. A person that walks with the devil is a person that will laugh at that, full of pride. I'm like, yeah, I mean, don't beg for him. That's going to happen to me. He can't do anything to me. That's not going to, I'm not the one doing this to you. That is in God's hands. That's why it's in God's hands. That's not me. That'll be God who'll be taking care of that problem now. I try to resolve things before it gets down to this road. When I give something to the Lord, you know what I do? I walk away from it. It's done. It's in his hands. He takes care of it. It's between you and God now. I have nothing to do with it anymore. Mr. Buddy Boy, you're in there now. I have nothing to do with this anymore. This is between you and God. So, for whatever we need at the end of the day, if I say, Lord, I need to prosecute this man, your address, your information, everything you need will come up. Just like the other one. We put it in God's hands. Popped up on our Facebook page. His Facebook page is wide open. All those information is sitting in there. Got it just like that. Jamie, you went out and made an LLC, did you not? Not only did you make an LLC, commit a perjury on the LLC, following Satan at the end of the day, and on top of that, all your information popped up through the LLC. You know exactly where you're at, 24/7. Can't hide behind a keyboard anymore, can you? I know that. God knows exactly where you're at right now. So if we put something in his hands and we say, Lord, we need help on trying to find this individual, prosecute him, what do you think the Lord's going to do? The Lord's going to make you, we're going to find you. Pretty sure you thought when you all first started this nonsense that your information would be out there, we wouldn't have it. But we do have it. And you know who made sure you did these dumb things and you tripped up along the way? The devil. Because this is plan at the end of the day. Let me get him to do the dumbest thing that I could possibly think of to trip him up so badly, to put him in a situation that he cannot get out of. And you literally did exactly what he told you to do. And I'm pretty sure the Lord's in there talking to you. Because he always is. He's always in there talking to you. He's always in there talking to you. I'm pretty sure he's in there telling you, don't do this. That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Nothing good is going to come of this. Don't do it. But you so fixated with hatred and jealousy and rage toward me, you didn't hear any of that whatsoever. Question. When you're driving down the road on a highway, would you dare take your face off the steering wheel and look in the other lane? Would you do that? No, that's crazy, wouldn't it? What would happen if you did that? You could run into oncoming traffic, you could have an accident, you could die, right? That's exactly what you did in life. Instead of following the straight and narrow road, you looked to the left, and you stared to the left where the devil was sitting there dancing, keeping you occupied. You didn't realize that you done switched over to the wrong lane, and now you got a semi-truck coming down on top of you. Who do you call for when that semi-truck is coming on top of you? The dancing demon over here to your left, or basically you call out to God to save you? That's what you just did to yourself. You better hope that the Lord hears you. I'm happy 100% that he heard me when I called out to him when I was in that situation. When that semi-truck was coming down on top of me, when I was sitting there and that demon spoke to me in that cell, and that truck came right down on top of me, I'm glad he heard me. So if he didn't, I'd be doing 40, 80 years in prison. He heard me. But the difference is, gentlemen, between you and me is that once I heard him, I didn't stop listening. I held on for dear life. That's why I'm the man I am today, and that's the reason why the devil has no more power over me. I like this. I got this from somebody. They gave me these pamphlets. Got another one here for pray, for worship. Yep. I'm going to get me an hourglass. Some reminder, okay, your time. On how short time is. Time is very, very short. It's very, very, very short. I know it seems like you have time. You don't have any at all. You have less than you think at the end of the day. Some of you, God forbid, if your time is coming, you have less than you think. No one knows how much time we have here. All right, don't be delusional about the whole thing. Get it together. Gotta go. God bless.